my van. Those backyard carpenter baby boomers can do. Jane is at work with the county board. I'm multitasking again today. I'm working on this cutting board, which I'm going to try to keep the live edge, okay? And I got to go online and find out how to keep the live edge. All right, so I'm running this through my planer a number of different times, and so also I'm continuing to strip those tables. So let me run it through one more time. What I'm doing is I'm turning this round to 0, and I'm going to do a 64th of an inch. And that's what it's starting to look like. It's starting to get some red right through here. So it's looking gorgeous. All right, so I continue around doing the legs on the table. Another fine day, and the backyard of the little house next to the shop ship. I keep talking about the stuff that I use to strip. This is it, okay? It's a citrus-based strip. It's less toxic still. They still recommend that you wear gloves, so I'm going to put some gloves on, and I'm going to start my first coat. I decided to work outside under the tree. We have a table under a tree, so I decided to work under a tree. So let me make sure the microphone's on. It is. The microphone's on. All right, so we got a bunch of rags this time, and I'm going to start with doing this secondary shelf. All right. And I can see the light out here is natural, and it gives me a different perspective. All right. So I'm just going to go around and coat this and that and other things, and then I'm going to continue working on that cherry cutting board. So we're going to give this about 20 minutes. Come back. Meanwhile, let's go work on a cherry board. So on this side, in front of the shop shed, I have set up my arrangement of everything. And this is my planer. Alright. Now, I've got to determine how, and I'm just going to be doing like 3/64 of an inch at a time. So I got to go get a rule. And I'm at about 2.5. So I'm going to run the table down. Alright, so I'm just cranking this handle to drop it down. About 2.5. Alright. I'm going to start right there and see what happens. My saw blade only goes up 3 inches. This was water 3, so it left that little. So I've got to take that out first. So we'll continue on. Now what you're looking at here is the way I control how much I'm going to take off. So I always spin it to 0. See that 0 that I mark, and then I spin around to a 1/16 of an inch. See, a 1/16 of an inch. Now it's a matter of cranking this up and sending it through, which I can't do one-handed. So I'll show you in a minute. two tables are different in design and material. Alright, so I'm using this 4/0 steel wool to get into fine places. Now, this one has got a real decorative edge. In order to get the old paint out, I'm having to use a screwdriver and go around and get inside that because it's got a double edge here. So this is oh, by the way, what I'm using is a paint and varnish stripper also. Looks like this, and in combination with the citrus stripper. And this is the stuff that you got to be careful with. You got to wear gloves and all kinds of stuff because it's more toxic. So I'm not using it. I just want to show it to you. So now continue on with rag and steel wool. Oh, by the way, here it is. You got the 4 reds right there, which means 4/0 steel wool. With all this gooey stuff on my gloves, I'm making a mess out of my camera. Anyway, I've decided to do one leg at a time because they got a lot of delicate turning. And it's taking multi-layers to be able to do this. Combination of steel wool. This is steel wool, rags. I'm using the citrus stripper and the non-toxic. The rubber gloves are better. Now this is a non-toxic paint and varnish remover. I'm wandering off to get me a new rag. The 2 tables down below. I got a lot of legs done, alright, 2 of them, and the top, and the secondary shelf. Got the secondary shelf started on one leg, and that is a cutting board that's going to have live edge. I've got to go online and find out how to save live edge, as they call it, but it's going to be a cutting board that's 7 inches wide by about 16, so it's coming along. It's got some beautiful grain in it. Anyway, I'm Van, Backyard Carpenter, Baby Boomers Can Do. Again, Jane is at work for the Board of Education, so she can't join me for a couple of days. And I'm looking forward to talking to y'all again. Y'all have a good night, you hear?